Oh no, stop. Don't turn the Xbox on. Please. Act normal. Act normal. Like, how far to the side can I put this? That's my question. Can I set it like that? Is that good? Does that work? That seems okay. Hi, I'm Park City, and this is... clear that. This is me setting up Arch Linux live. I don't have a capture card for this computer, so I can't just run it through my computer. I am using my phone to record this at the moment. I know that's awful, but we're not going to fixate on that. We're going to work on Arch Linux. So I'm just going to get this down to where we can see it. Oh, geez. Okay, so you make your ISO, which I'm not going to do live because we're just going to be sitting and watching a loading bar until it's finished. Basically, you flash your ISO to a bootable USB drive or disk, depending on how you like to roll, and pop that sucker in and then boot from it. You got to know how to do that to do this. Down there we go. You see the whole thing. So, that being done, we are going to scoot, first of all, our little recording platform here to the side a bit. I'm going to try to get this wire tighter in there. Hold on. There we go. That makes my life a little easier there. We're going to see that obnoxious thing in there the whole time, aren't we? Okay. So I'm going to scoot this to the side here. Oh, hello. The phone almost fell. Wouldn't that be a shame? Grab that there. I'm not sure why it keeps trying to tip it forwards. This wire is very rigid and does not like to bend much. And I'm going to try to keep it that way. Okay. So the big green thing is obviously in the way. In this bottom corner here, this thing, but that's fine. I just gotta make sure that we can read this. That is so hard to read. But I'm gonna go with that. Can I like flash this right at the screen to dim it? Well, that certainly does not help. We'll do that. I have some heavy cream here that I'm drinking. It's literally just hot heavy cream from Starbucks. I asked them to put peppermint in it. Oh goodness, let me get this keyboard here. Let me get this bread. And that's my head. Hello, it did not switch over. There we go. First thing we're gonna do is delete that mess that we typed. We are going to punch in fdisk-L. Typically you would have to use sudo, but as you can see, we have the pound symbol here, which means basically that we don't need to do that. We're in the root account. We have root privilege. So, goodness, I hate how this is standing up. Hold on. This is bugging me so much. Where's that carton? We're gonna adjust the phone one more time before we jump right into it. That's gonna sit there for a second and stare at, what is that, my crotch? Something like that. No, it's top of the Xbox. This is sitting on an Xbox, by the way. Take out about half those cartons, lightly set this boy on. That. There we go. And we're gonna, like that. Okay. I now have to, hi there. There we go. Oh, come on. Help me out here. There, this is how I had it set up a second ago and it was working okay. So we're gonna do it again. No, that's not working, so we're going to flip it. Well, that's better. I do need to move this, though. Help me here. Scoot this screen that way. I know, I'm a hacker! Chris says hacker. Okay, so we punch in F to dash L. That's gonna take a long time because it's trying to detect my floppy disk, because this is an old tower with a floppy disk. You know how it is. Dislike for hacker. You haven't even seen the real hacking yet. There is an Arch Linux distribution that or an Arch Linux flavor called Black Arch that is meant for hacking, and it comes with a lot of penetration tools and stuff like that. We're installing raw Arch, or this is a port of Arch for i386 systems, 32-bit systems, if you're not tech savvy, called ARCH32. Only reported because it's just the operating system. That heavy cream was so good. Holy cow. Okay, so it read that it can't find my floppy disk. That's good. My floppy disk device is FD0 here, as you can see. And it can't print it, obviously, because it can't find it. Oh, hello. There they all are. Cool. Chris doesn't know what's going on. This is an operating system called Arch Linux. It is a version of the Linux kernel that, I don't know how to say this. It's free and open source, the code basically, and everybody kind of contributes to it, and it's free. You have to install the whole thing using a command console, which is nice. Or if you're a normie and you're paranoid, and honestly, paranoid is the farthest I'm going to go with this, but people would use wrappers like Manjaro, or they use Antergos, something like that, which installs the whole thing for you with the push of a couple buttons, which I'm not a fan of, because then you don't know what goes on during the partitioning. I get to make my partitions and everything manually on this one. It's pretty good. Basically, it's an operating system that's not Mac or Windows. You really want to boil it down. Set my coffee on top of the Xbox because that's safe. So, let's do a room tour. The rooms being my partitions and drives. So, dev SDA. Where's my finger? It's up here. Dev SDA. 1.5 terabytes. That 4 is wrong. That has all of my junk on here. The reason I'm installing Arch is because I'm installing Arch because this drive, I tried to copy this drive to this drive using a tool that's really not meant for that, and it ruined the partitioning on both of them. I've prepared this one again, so it works again. This one, however, I goofed up my partitions, which mess with the boot order and everything, and how everything loads up after it boots. Basically, all of my stuff is on... Oh, what is it? I'm not sure if it's on the 93 gig or the 1.3 terabyte partition. Either way, that is where all of my files are, and what I'm going to do before I install Arch is I am going to grab the files from these two partitions that I would like to keep. I'm going to move them down to dev.stc. Have fun uploading your video, Chris. And after I move these files down to this one, I'm going to format this one and then install Arch to it, and then pull my files from this one up to this one, because this will be my storage drive after that. I'm actually going to mount this one as my home folder eventually, and then this is what my system's going to be. Or I could just have this as an external storage where I put my mask stuff. That's fine though. Whatever I'm going to do with that doesn't really matter right now. What matters right now is mounting this, pulling files, putting them on here. So we're going to do that right now. Let's bump that down so we can see the current output, or current input, I should say. And I have my one partition on SDC. I had a whole bunch up here, if you didn't notice. 1 to, it's 4 of them, but it's 1 to 5 and 6, basically. Let me scoot the phone in a little more so that it sits tighter. You're not tipping forward, are you? Okay, good. So what we're going to do here is we are going to run mount. Actually, we got to make our mount points first. So we're going to make dir, which is the command to make a folder or a directory. That's what dir stands for. I'm going to scoot that closer. Oh, it's my face again. Alright, it crashed on me. Excuse me, it's going to probably happen a lot because my phone is being weird, and I don't have another camera to use for this right now. I mean, I could try to use my Logitech webcam, but then I've got to mount it weird. I'm not ready for that. So, this one. Root arch ISO hashtag make directory. That's something I entered. I'm aware of that, don't worry. We're going to call it /mount because that already exists, and we're going to call it from home A, and we are going to actually lowercase a just for sanity, and then we are also going to do from home B. So we're going to mount the 93 gig partition SDA5 to home A, and from home B is going to be mounted with SDA6, it looks like. Yeah. So we just mount /dev/SDA5 to /mount from home A. SDA5 has some issues. Let's try this with SDA6. Okay, so I'm not sure what SDA5 was. It might have been recovery, but I can't get into it with this, which means my files probably aren't in that one. We can test that by going into SDA6, which we mounted on from home A. Yeah. My dad is watching the football game in the background. If you hear screaming or woohoos or something like that, it's because he's watching the Hawks game. And I'd be watching and eating food with him right now, but I want to get this done and I want to show people how it's done. So expect crashes, and we'll see how it's working. Mount dev SDA6 mount from home A. Okay. And then we want to change directory into mount from home A. We're going to switch to that folder. That's what CD, change directory. Start thinking of folders as directories. If I hear someone call a directory a folder after, we pass the half-hour mark, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to let you know that right now. Okay, so we're on ls-a, which lists everything. So that's a lot of files there. So where we want to go is home. There is a home folder right there. See? Right there, home. Boop. So we're going to cd into home, and then add a / for clarity. And then ls dash, that's 0, -a, sysadmin. That was my user account, which means that we are able to get into my home files. That is good. So now what I want to do is I want to make directory /mount /4 terabyte HDD. And these are all temporary folders. This is running off of a USB stick right now, a very minimal version of Arch Linux. Basic installation stuff. So we have mount /4 terabyte HDD. That is the directory for that. And we're going to mount /dev/SDC1, which is that 3.7 terabyte partition that I showed you earlier, and we're going to mount that to, you guessed it, mount 4 terabyte HDD. Yes, I did not spell mount correctly. Just hit Y for that. 4 terabyte HDD. Wrong FS type. Bad option. Bad superblock on dev SDC1. Oh, we have not formatted it yet to actually take data. So before we do that, we're going to makefs.ntfs because we want it to be HP or Microsoft Basic Data, however you want to say it. It's NTFS, which Windows can read as well. That way it can play between operating systems if I were to dual boot on this 1.5 terabyte drive, which is good. So mount from home A/home. That's where we are right now. We are going to makefs ntfs/dev SDC1. And we're going to cancel that because we do not want to write 4 terabytes of zeros. And we want to do that quietly. No, that's not quiet. Yes, it is. That was quick. Okay. So now let's try to mount that again. FCC1 to mount 4 terabyte HDD. There we go. We can get into it now. So mount from home A home. CD to sysadmin. We're talking in reference to the from home A/home folder. And then ls-a. Let me make sure all my files are here. Okay. So we're going to go back out up to the parent, which is /home, and then make sure sysadmin's there. So what we're going to do is we're going to sudo. We don't need a sudo, actually. We have the pound symbol. We're going to copy this folder to 4 terabyte HDD. That's where it's going to go. So let's see here. 4 terabyte HDD. Mount from home A home. And we want to CP, do that recursively because it's a directory. Sysadmin. There we go. So recursively sysadmin, and we want to copy. We want to copy it to mount 4 terabyte HDD. So that's going to do its thing. Sweet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change directory to mount 4 terabyte HDD. Make sure we have sysadmin in there. We do have sysadmin. And then LSA. Authority bash RC thumbnails local gconf. Okay, so let's see what we're not having here. Do we have our main folders? No, we don't have the desktop folder or anything, do we? So cd mount / from home A home sysadmin. Oh, I didn't spell that right. Sysadmin. Okay. And then make sure our files are still in place. So there we are. So we're going to individually copy these because they didn't copy over. CP desktop to mount, you guessed it, 4 terabyte HDD. / and we want to go in sysadmin. CP are. And actually, we might actually have those in there. I didn't check the regular list. So this was the hidden list. We're going to, do I have that? CD mount 4 TB HDD. Oh, excuse me. It's not slash sysadmin, we're just sysadmin / ls. Okay, so all of those are there. So now let's see if I have files and stuff there. I think I had stuff saved in, what would I have had them in? I'm not sure if I had any stuff saved. Oh, so that doesn't matter. I have all my files on here then. So that's good. We have the home folder saved now. So now that that's done, we can get down to the real nitty-gritty. There we go. We are back at the root. We're going to umount /dev stc1 umount sda6. Okay, and just to make sure I'm not unmounting things that aren't actually there. Good. Okay. Let's look here. So that's all done. Our files, oh goodness, that hurt my throat, are saved. Let's clear this real quick. And then we're just gonna pop that down to where we can see it. We're going to first /etc/Muralist. It's not Muralist, it's Muralist.d, excuse me. Whoops. .d. It is not Muralist.d. I'm not sure where ARCH32 puts their Muralist. I have to grab my phone, except that's what I'm using to stream. I'm gonna grab my little iPhone that has internet access, and that's going to have the guide up in case I'm missing something. Here. Okay. You know what I could be doing is streaming from the iPhone. I feel like that'd be a better idea. Who cares either way? Pop in my password there. So, later. Remind me later to install that new iOS update. As if I'm actually gonna do that later. Hit me with the jokes every time. That coffee is rising up in my throat. It's not comfortable. We're looking at Safari because this is iOS. That's right. So Arch Linux 32. All right, there's the home, archlinux32.org. Packages for mailing list download. Instructions for the transition can be found here. Let's see here. Oh, you know what I should check for? If we have internet access on this when it's just tethered. Because it is tethered. Why does it gotta do that? Okay, there we go. So, we gotta make sure this is tethered properly. We're just gonna ping Google's DNS. That's the popular one because it's so simple. That's we have internet. All right. No packet loss or anything. Cool. So, what are we gonna do here? We're going to okay, so that's there. Can't see what's up top, but there's text up top. It's not important though. We have to set our Muralists, I think. I'm not sure what pack strapping is going to do for the 32-bit stuff. Let's see if this works. That's what we'll do. We'll check if this works. So we're going to mount. No. You know what we have to do before all of this? We gotta erase the main disk, the 1.5 terabyte one. That I forgot about that. So we're going to gdisk dev sd sda. Found invalid GPT invalid MBR. Converting MBR to GPT format in memory. This operation is potentially destructive. Exit by typing Q if you don't want to convert your MBR partitions to GPT format. GPT. We're going to write a new GPT. We're going to erase all that data there. Operation deletes all partitions and creates a new protective MBR. Yes. Print. Let's see here. Have GPT. I don't know. But that is the right drive. So we're going to make a new drive. Partition number. This is going to be 3. This is actually going to be 1. We're going to make our boot. And this is going to be, okay, 1. First sector. Last sector is going to be, we're just going to do, probably do like a 500 megabyte boot partition. I think is how you denote that. The current type is Linux file system. I want to list these. Enter. So we're looking for BIOS boot. Where is that at? I cannot read these because the phone is in the way. Chrome OS root. Let me look here. No, sorry. Only config, only boot. I need BIOS boot. EFI boot is EF00. It's a... I'm looking. Okay, let's go to the next one. So there's your Solaris backups. US BIOS boot partition EF02. Okay, so then if we print that, we should have one partition. It is 500 megabytes. EF02 BIOS boot partition. Okay, so that's where our bootloader is going to go. Let's see here. We're also going to do a new. This is going to be 3. It's going to go at the end. It's going to be, skip that, and we're going to call the size. We're going to make this probably just 2 gigs of swap, because why not? This code. So 8300 is that. I think 8600 was Linux swap. Let's look here. Linux home file system. I'm looking here. It was Solaris. So we could do BF02. We could do... I know there's a Linux swap. 8200, not 8300. 8200 for swap. Linux, swap. Okay, good. Print. Okay, so 1 and 3. Boot and swap. Now we need our root. We're going to do another one. We're going to default 2, 2. And then we're just going to take up the rest of this drive with that. And that will be 8300 for Linux file system. Print should be in the middle of them. 1, 2 is 1.4 terabytes. Good. 2 gigs for the swap. 500 megabyte BIOS boot. And we're going to be using Grub as our bootloader, just letting you guys know that ahead of time. So, that's all done. Then I suppose we write this. Yes. Okay, so now that that's been written, we're going to set up and format these. We're going to do the swap first, since that's quickest. It's just simply mk for make swap, and then that would be dev. Give me this dev / SDA, and our swap was number 3. So we do that. There we are. Now for our BIOS boot partition, we are going to... we might leave that alone, or we'll make it vfat. That's what we'll do. So we're going to makefs.vfat / dev / SDA1, because it's on top. That's all we need there. So there's our boot partition there, and then, oh goodness, we need to make fs, and this is our root system, so it does not need to be ntfs because we're only going to run Linux on this. Makefs dot extension 4 is what I have found works best right now. I haven't tested other file systems yet, and I'm not sure if you can boot from anything other than extension 4. So we're going to use extension 4, and that's going to be dev SDA 2. I'm going to let that do its thing. It's a terabyte and a half. Deserves its time. Okay. I'm going to assume this is going to go like the regular Arch installation, which this is fine. This is just the preparation phase. We're not even into the real installing it yet. Come on. So I'm going to pull up the actual Arch Linux guide. Installation guide. Okay, so that's open on the phone in case I need it. I am putting the phone down right now, though. I don't need it right now. I remember a lot of this from when I used to use Arch, and we're going to try to get as much of it done without looking as we can. Sound good? So, writing super blocks to file system accounting information, done. We now have our stuff partitioned out. We need to mount it. Mount. Boo. We're going to remove those temporary directories. CD mount and ls. We are going to remove from home A. We need to remove the recursive, the directory A, remove B as well, and remove that 4 terabyte HDD folder. Okay, so that's clear. Back out of that, which is the same folder as this, just so you know. That's all done there. Would like to focus on that text there. That should help out a little bit. I don't think it changed much though. Let's see here. We now have our mount folder clear, which means we are going to mount the system root that we're going to be using on the 1.5 terabyte hard drive. And that's going to go mount /dev SDA2 was our middle partition, the big one. That's where everything's going to go for the system. And we're going to do that directly to that mount folder. So that's going to open up in the mount folder. Now we are going to we're going to turn on our swap on dev SDA3. Should tell you the swap's on, or it gives you no real indication except not giving you an error, which is fine. Swap on dev SDA3. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to make a directory /mount/boot enter. So now that /boot is on the hard drive, since the hard drive was mounted when I made that. Basically, it's just another folder on the system. And now we are going to we need to mount our VFAT partition dev SD. No, it's SDA. SDB is this stick that we're running off of. A dev SDA, and that was one. The very top one was our VFAT partition. So it's going to go to mount boot. And then we packstrap, which is the ARCH installation. It installs the base for the Pacman package management system, as well as using it to install the ARCH core utils and everything, all the Linux utils that you need, the basic stuff. So we're going to packstrap mount our root folder there with base and base development. Okay, what's going up here? Failed to update core. Failed to update these here. Okay, so now I have to switch my repositories, which is not an ARCH thing. It's going to be select the mirrors. Let's look here. So this is located in we're just going to use nano for this. etc pacman.d/mirrorlist. That's got all our junk on it. You don't really see it. What we're going to do is we're going to uncomment the United States. This seems fine. At the very top here, I don't want to move the phone too much. I'm going to scoot that up so you can see what's going on up top. You can't really read that, never mind. We're just going to look at the blank text right now. To ARCH32 Muralist. Updated Muralist instead. Let's look here. So United States, I'm going to comment out down here. We got to manually enter these in. Let's look here. Scoot that back. Oh, come on. You can't really see what's going on up here, can you? Scoot my cursor all the way up here. And I'll tell you what I'm typing as I'm typing because this is hard to read. We're going to call this United States. That one's going to go first. Server equals. Should be capitalized. And that is located at, goodness gracious, if I can read, HTTPS /32 RLM ARLM .tyzoid .com /$ARCH $repo, and then a second server. I'm looking. Oh, there it is. So that's HTTPS. We want that to be mirror.math.princeton.edu. Princeton University. Nice. Pub /ARCH Linux 32 /$ARCH /$repo and actually I believe these go up on the line above right here, space. Do that. This here, space, backspace that. I know it's hard to see everything. I really apologize for that. United States. So we're going to comment out all these servers. So a lot of German servers, geez. There. Let's comment out the India server, comment out Japan, comment out Mexico. Comment out Russia, comment out Singapore, comments out Switzerland and the old United States. We're just going to see if we can run with simply the United States. Pacman-sy. Here we are. Come on. Work with me here, please. So, I updated all my stuff. That's good. We're going to try to pack strap mount again. That's better. We're getting somewhere. If you look, we have that loading there. It's updating the repositories. It's getting me all my stuff. And this is the part that takes a long time. And it's not even the long part. Installing the desktop environment takes the longest. Rocking 300 kilobytes a second. We're up to 500, 8.9. Ooh. We got up to 2 megs a second on this. That's not bad. I wasn't expecting the laptop to do that much. So yeah, we're going to let that run and install. I'm just going to be kind of doing my own thing right now while I wait for that. Set that keyboard down there. Whoa, 6 megabytes, 7 megabytes. What are you doing? Or megabits, but you get the idea. That's... Oh, I'm reading the downloaded data. Okay. I was like, how do we get it? How am I getting 7 megabyte down? That never happens. That has never happened. The only thing that's done that is the Xbox. We got up to 2. I'm happy with 2. 2 is great. Let's be narcissistic and watch my own live video while I'm live streaming it, might I add. Turn down our volume here. Scoot this up to 720p here. Is it really that hard to see? Can't read anything that's on screen. It's kind of sad. But yeah, that's gonna do its thing. Mm-hmm. Close out of that. I'm gonna play some guitar in the background because we need some noise. It's installing the Linux kernel. Oh boy. This is a very light pick. Let's try a pick that's not so flimsy. There we go. It's a little better. It's a good song. finishing up with installing. I'm gonna see if I can find a better pick while we're waiting. It's almost done. There's one. That's where that cat went. As it yeets all that text up the screen. Screw up my capo. 85 out of 153, we're halfway done there. 3, 4. Shining light in an ordinary world. How can I leave buried treasure behind in an ordinary world? The days into years roll by, and it's where that I'll live until I die. Ordinary world. What would you wish if you saw a shooting star in an ordinary world? Well, I'd walk to the end of the earth and afar. That's done. Let's finish installing this. Where's my keyboard? There it is. Get over here. Okay. So, we have mounted base and base devel. Hack strap done. And we have repositories that we can actually use. Okay. Let's boop, 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 boop. Grab. I think we're good. I'm not going to generate an FS tab. We can write that on our own. Those are fun to write anyways. So let's arch change root into our new skeleton Linux operating system here. So we should have everything here. Good. That's a full folder for your root. So what we're going to do is we're going to run packstrap version. So we don't have packstrap. Oh, it's not packstrap, it's pacman, excuse me, because we installed the full package management system. Pacman version. Good. Pacman development team. Awesome. It works. We have it. Excuse my squeaky chair, by the way. We're going to get them. Get. Anything else? We're going to update nano. We want to make sure that we use pacman-s for installations. Oh, it gives me a little feedback when I'm too far. So vim get nano. We're gonna grab xorg server Xorg apps. We are also going to grab LightDM, GTK greeter, because we want to actually be able to see it. LightDM GTK. It crashed on me again. Hold on. So we're going to grab LightDM GTK greeter settings as well. That's all we need to put there. Grab all of those, all of those. Yeah, we're just going to grab the defaults for everything here. Oh, we get the Edwida icon theme from LightDM. That's interesting. I thought that came with XFCE. Let that run, grab its stuff. So we have Xorg and our display manager after this. That's good. Now we're just gonna choose a desktop environment. I'm tempted to go with XFCE. Obviously, you know it's simple, and I've used it forever. It's the one that I always use. We could do LXDE as well. I'm gonna probably grab both. This is not powerful enough to run KDE. I'm sure it can't run Plasma. So we're gonna do XFCE and LX to start with. Deepin won't work either, I'm pretty sure. This is gonna be way too slow with Deepin, and I don't want this to be a super pretty system anyways. It's gonna be one that kind of, it might run a server, it might just be used, you know, to run math in the background if I'm doing stuff. I don't need it to be super beautiful. I am going to try to customize it as best as I can, though, once I have the graphical environments installed. Oh, congratulations, by the way. Before we started installing all of this, we basically had Linux installed, that big long installation prior to this one. So you could technically reboot into that, except it would be weird. You'd have to find a way to directly boot to the partition, because your BIOS probably wouldn't pick that up, and you have no boot entry for it, which is why we did the ARCH32 command, because we need to install some stuff here, namely grub, and we need to config grub so that we can use it. Grub works flawlessly with BIOS, by the way. I love using Grub with a BIOS, and I don't like closed source software, but systemd makes a really, really, really good booting software, systemd boot, where you use boot control and stuff like that to generate UEFI entries for EFI systems. So I use systemd for my EFI stuff, but this is so legacy. Like, this is definitely BIOS. It would have to be a really weird board for it to also be UEFI or be a UEFI only board, because this computer is older than I am. I'm pretty sure. It's something like that. It's probably like 15 years old or something close to that. Which is not older than I am. I'm not 15. I'm 19 for those who care. Oh. I should have like jacked up the font size. Maybe that would have helped you guys be able to read, because I know no one can read anything right now. It's guitar time again, boys. Oh, that was a big burp. We're at an hour 9 minutes, baby. Hey, Python 3.7. That old time rock and roll. Got music just soothes the soul. I'm botching this one up. Reminiscing on the days of old. With that old time rock and roll. What's going on here? I'm getting a nagging feeling it might crash on me again. It's because of these messages I'm getting. Stop, get out of here. Making sure that the focus is set to over there. Please focus. Please. I guess that's all we're doing there. Put the guitar back. Ugh. Oh, it looks like it's done. So, now that we've done that, we need to actually grab some more cardinal packages. I forgot some. We need to grab. We have X. We have We have a display manager, which is good. We're not going to grab desktop environments yet. First, we are going to grab something important. I forget what it was that I needed. I know I need it though. UDisk. UDisky, I guess, is what it's called. So we have installed it. This is just going to auto mount drives when they are detected. I am going to punch that 4 terabyte drive into GenFS tab myself. Okay, missing firmware for those two, that's fine. And that looks good. It should be done in a second here. Yep, there we are. Okay. So, first things first. We're going to have our home partition on this drive. We're not going to put the home partition on the 4 terabyte drive. I don't really care if it's on the 4 terabyte drive for this system. We're not going to do a lot with it. It shouldn't go bad. And if it does, oh well. We have the 4 terabyte drive that we can also run the whole system off of if that's really a problem. I'll be backing stuff up to that 4 terabyte system, so I don't need the home folder on that. We're just gonna have the backup prepared on the other drive. So we're going to also get grub. Don't need to sudo, we just grub 2. Or just grub. Yes. Oh, it switches to grub 2 because that's the latest version of grub. I thought grub 2 was its own package. I think in some distros it is. Okay, there we go. Fuse 2 for grub mount usage, DOS tools, OS prober. We don't need to use that right now, we know where we're at. Grub make config, punch that to /boot/grub/grub.config. Alright, so there's my fallback image. Good, everything's good. Okay, it knows where my images are for booting. Now we're going to grub install, right? Grub install to /dev SDA. Alright, and then we're going to remake that config. I should have done that after this. Whoops. And it overwrites everything there. Good. Okay. So let's see if OS prober can pick up anything. Let's get that real quick then. Actually, we don't need OS prober. We know we have ARCH. We're using it right now. Let's do. So we're going to set up the machine labels and everything real quick, which is the hosts and all of that. So nano /etc/host name This is going to be called PW360 PWS360. There we go. And then we exit and save that. So now we're going to nano etc/hosts. Can't really see what's going on. I'm going to scoot this phone way closer and shoot this up at the screen here. Can't read that, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you can kind of read it. It's very, very hard to read. It's going to be 127.0.1.1. Let me just double check and make sure that I have the host names all correct. I gotta pull up the guide for that one. Not maps. I don't need to pull up maps to install Arch Linux. You might feel that way sometimes, but I do not. Arch Linux etc host names file. etc/hosts. It's hosts, not host name, excuse me. Network configuration, ArchWiki. It is 127. Localhost.local domain, and then your, oh, there goes the phone, then your name. So, tab there. This is going to be local domain, I believe comes first, right? I think it's local domain. It's localhost.local domain. It is localhost.local domain. So we're gonna do local domain. There's supposed to be a period there. And tap that. That's going to be called localhost. This is also going to be localhost. Down here, tab. This is going to be PWS360. That's the name we gave it. .local domain. We're going to call that PWS360. Oh, okay. Control X, Y to save. And, oh, back down. Scoot this. Focus. Focus, Kimosabi. There we are. Okay, rooted Arch ISO. We have our hostname set. We could set the time zone if we really care about that. Let's set the time zone just for kicks. I know for an official system you'd probably want to set the time zone, so. Arch Linux set time zone. Okay, so we should have time date CTL, right? Can't operate, failed to create bus connection, host is down. Okay, so we don't have systemd. That's time date control. We're going to do it manually. So we're going to copy basically the file to etc local time, so that would be a symbolic link. So link symbolic force user share zone info user share zone info slash US okay US slash Pacific. We're just going to do regular Pacific, and then that's going to go to etc slash local time. Okay, so there's that. That sets our time zone to Pacific, which is where I'm at. I'm at Pacific Standard. So we have that. We can generate our locales for our language. We're just going to generate English because I don't need Spanish on my system, as much fun as that would be. And that is all located into, I believe it's here, cd slash etc. etc and ls. We're looking for a folder called locales, abcdl locale.gen. It's in locale.gen. Okay, so we want to nano etc slash locale.gen. And now we gotta scroll down until we find enus, abc, enus, these two here. So we uncomment with a backspace of that pound, enus, UTF, and ISO 889 or 8859. Those two character sets, however you're supposed to say it. I don't know what they're actually called. Encoding methods, basically. And then we run locale-gen. So by now, we're pretty much ready to be off the teat. That is our USB stick. I do want to, here, let's, I'm going to run an IP link to see what's up. So EMP2S12, that is our interface for our Ethernet. That is where our internet is coming from. So we're going to use netctl before we go out of the ISO into the actual hard drive. We're going to use netctl to, or it's actually called netcontrol, but it's, you type it netctl, eat my ass. And we're going to use that to generate a profile, or we're going to generate a profile or copy over a profile template basically, and we're going to say connect to EMP2S12 for internet. Basically, it lets it know where to go, because after this disk is out, it's not going to be able to automatically detect our internet. So we are going to I might have to look this up. I believe it's cd slash netctl. That is not a file, so is it etc then? Okay, cd examples ls. So we want Ethernet DHCP or Ethernet static. I don't care about a static IP address right now. I don't care if it changes if I reboot. Ethernet DHCP. So we're going to copy Ethernet DHCP to /etc/netctl/profiles, and then we're going to copy it as we're going to copy that as DHCP. That's how you write it, right? Yeah, DHCP ETH. We're gonna make that a lowercase. We're not camel casing things. I can hear Tyree screaming in my ear. Create regular file. Oh. Those profiles. Is it just an etc/netctl? I know there's a profiles folder somewhere. I'm pretty sure there is. Or you just stick it right in netctl. Let's look. This is the networking page. Okay, installation guide. Networking. Connect to the internet. That's where it is. Network configuration. Okay. Okay, showing net control. Okay. I'm having troubles. Okay, so you see netctl? I believe it's just netctl. I'm gonna guess here. And we're gonna copy it as, what was it? DHCP ETH. That's what we wanted to name it. And then we just run net control list. Okay, so that is one. Nano etc netctl DHCP ETH, and all the text is up top. I'm not going to bore you with this stuff, except I am because I need to. It's part of the stream. Oh, this is hard. I'm going to have to type this all with one hand. Hold on. Cool. DHCP client. Yay! And we're not doing 6. We're not doing IPv6. No. IP is dynamic connection. It was EMP2S12. EMP2S12. Oh no, that's a connection type. Excuse me. That's Ethernet. And our interface, that's Ethernet. Hold on. ENP to S12. Make sure this says Ethernet. And now our description. That's going to be tethered Ethernet interface. Let me hit X, Y, enter. Okay. Set that there again. We good there? It's hard to read that still. Hold on. Oh, please, just don't suck at reading text for like 2 seconds. Is that helpful? Does that light actually help? Does it make the screen look darker? Ooh, whoa. Whoa, whoa. I think I was getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. Ooh, that's good. I want to keep it like that. Is there a way that I could scoot that there? That looks the best so far. I haven't seen anything look that clear. That's good. So, we now have that profile. So what we're going to do is we're going to netctl enable DHCP ETH. We're calling it DHCP ETH because I might make a static one as well later. I just don't want to right now. Okay, and then sudo. We don't need to do sudo. We can just system control enable netctl. That's not how you spell enable, you goofy. It's N-E-N-A-B-L-E. Okay, so now that's going to start. I think we have everything we need right now. We're not going to start or enable LightDM's module yet. Let's do that there real quick. Look how dusty this laptop screen is. That's so sad. I need to clean that off. Oh goodness, that's really dusty. Okay. So that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna exit. No, we don't have a user account. Let's make a user account before we get into this any further. So we're going to run user add -m, which makes your home directory, I suppose, -g, group will be users, -s is my shell, which is going to be bin bash, and the username will be sysadmin. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to do password sysadmin. Okay. Password updated successfully. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the root password as well. Okay, so there's the root account's password as well. So that's done. We have a user account. We're going to cd home sysadmin and ls and ls-a. Let's do a regular ls. So we're going to make our directories. Desktop, make directory, downloads. Actually, we're just going to do desktop right now. And we're going to make directory documents, make dir dot home apps. And then we're not going to make our git clone folder thing yet because that's all going to go on the 4 terabyte drive. And it's going to be a symbolic link, so we can't make that folder right now. Pictures, screenshots, download. Okay, good. And media. There we go. For my bits and pieces of artwork and stuff I want to put together. So, make to our desktop. So we have a desktop documents, a home apps folder, pictures with screenshots, download media inside it. I think we're good to go. We should be able to start LightDM, I assume, if we have a user account. So, if we want to go for it, we can just... enable LightDM. Okay, so LightDM is set to go. Xorg is working. It's going to try to load up LightDM. And now, shoot. We don't want to enable LightDM. Not yet, because we don't have a desktop environment to boot into. You know what we're going to do? We're going to download that while we have our swap and everything on. So we're going to pacman s and we're going to do lxd. Let's grab all. Yes. LXD is very small. That should be far more than the 5 lines of text that it is. Like, oh, Plasma is super fat. Like, it takes up a screen and a half's worth of text lines. And that's just listing all the things that it has. XFCE is relatively large as well. It's lightweight, but it's there's a lot of small packages that it contains. LXDE does not have a lot at all, and this is just going to be our fallback desktop environment in case something gets screwed up with XFCE or i3, which I am also going to grab, which I can actually grab while we're doing this. Where's my phone? I need to find the address for it. I know it's by Airblader on GitHub. Or no. I can enable ARCH user repository support and then grab it from the user repository. We'll do that. So now we are going to pacman install yaourt. Cannot find that. Interesting. Then maybe we'll just grab packaur. So also install pack AUR. God bless the OS Technics people for making this guide. I've used it every time I want to install pack AUR. So sudo pacman-s xpack yajl. Now confirm. So make dir. We're in sysadmin. Yeah, so we're gonna make directory temp cd temp receive keys from key server. Key protocol. MIT.edu. MIT, baby. 1EB263. 1EB263. 8FF56. 86. C0, C53, C0, C53. So I want to curl, that's capital. Curl O. Linux.org /cgit plain So we grab cower. Make package. Okay, so we can't run make packages root, which means we're going to substitute user as sysadmin, time to use the user account. Make package dash I package build. Okay. So we're going to exit that user. First thing we're going to do is we're going to run by sudo. I need to actually have sudo permissions. This is Vim, by the way. Where is that at? To insert a new line, we do sysadmin. All. Okay, good. Escape. Right, quit. sudo ch shown sysadmin. Everything in there is owned by sysadmin. Users. Oh wait, that all goes before, whoops. So chown are sysadmin users. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I might have spelled my public key wrong. Uh-oh. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I forgot to put a space there. So what's that? .edu. Okay, so that should work there. So try that again. So we're going to exit U. That there. U. And we're going to remove keys. Alright, so now I've got to look up how to remove a key in PGP. Let's it's your coward tar.gz there. I think it's all done. So it would just be remove keys. Is it GPG -- remove? There we go. Sign or edit a key, change a passphrase. How do I delete a key? Oh, delete keys, okay. I was close. Not that key. Yeah.
In like 5 minutes, I'd like you and your sister to help do dishes.
All right.
5 minutes, Corey. I'd like you and Blake to unload the dishwasher. I thought you were doing that. Were you in there doing pots and pans and putting stuff in the cupboards? Well, if you guys could do that, and that way the sink can get free. You can do it in 5 minutes, if he's on the computer. He needs 5. I just want you both to do it. And knock it out. I'm getting rid of Evan. And by the way, your mom, I've been talking with her. She wants me to help her clean Granny's house. So that's why I'm trying to get stuff done. Well, I can't even get all the dishes out of the sink until the dishwasher gets them done.
Let's see this here. Confirm. So what we want to do is recover these keys, I suppose, or receive them. Okay, so it's that key that was imported. Good. So that'd be that's fine. Still, let's try to grab these other ones. Additional confirm. archlinux.org/cget again. Plain package build. I've got to... We'll grab pack AUR later on. We're going to reboot this for now. I'm going to go run dishes and come back with another portion of the stream. I'm going to be part 2, actually running it off of the ISO. So, that was fun. I got to go to dishes. I'll be back later. We reboot, and then we yank out the ISO. There we go. Let that load up. That's going to take a bit to boot. We have a display manager and a desktop environment to boot into, so that should not be a problem. Let's double check here, make sure it all boots up fine. It's not fast booting right now. Turn that off. There we go. And strike the F1 key. Let's go. I'm gonna grab error unknown file system. Ooh. So we are going to have to boot back into the ISO after this. I'll be back. Interesting.